YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy Yo Yo, the best that ever did it. Cooking up some more NFL for y'all boys and girls. Now we had a good week last week, but it was still a little bit rough. I ain't gonna even hold you. It was still a little rough last week. We still figuring some teams out, but I think until we get into week 6, we still figuring teams out all the way up until week 5. Then we gonna know who's who for real after week 5. But we pretty much know what to expect from most of these teams now. Um, I will cook up a parlay at the end, so stay tuned to the very end. It will be a parlay, and I'm gonna give y'all 3 of my locks as well. I'm gonna give you 3 locks, and I'm gonna cook up a parlay live with y'all. So first things first, man. We gonna start off with the Chargers and the Minnesota fucking Vikings. Now, man, both of these teams are gonna score. Both of these teams will score. It might be a lower scoring first half, but second half, when everybody legs is loose and everybody know what's going on, it's gonna be a second half of fireworks. Um, Now, I do like the Chargers. I do think they have a great roster on paper, but they keep finding ways to lose games. And it's not something that you want to do against Minnesota because when you go to Minnesota, that environment, that hostile environment is real. They have Justin Jefferson, one of the best receivers in the league. It's gonna be hard to stop them boys. You see, even when Philadelphia last week was beating up on Minnesota, Minnesota still found ways to score as well. So just as bad as they look just as good on the return side. But I think Minnesota has less question marks. I just don't think the Chargers. I just don't see that. I don't see what moves the needle. You know what I'm saying? Chargers had no reason in competing with the Titans last week, and it was a fucking nail biting ending. You know what I'm saying? So I think Chargers should have been over to Titans pay grade, and we see how that all turned out for us. I think Minnesota Vikings get this job done today. Minnesota Vikings on the money line is my pick. Next up, we got New Orleans, Green Bay. Now we're gonna see a tight game in this one. This one could go either way. Really considering the fact that Jordan Love is not that good. This isn't one of those big franchise QBs at Lambeau now. It's Jordan Love. You know what I'm saying? So just always remember to tread lightly with this dude. He is promising. Like he can get the minimum done. He could get you down the field and get you, throw a 50-50 ball up, get some slants going. Like he could do the minimum. Um, I just don't see any fireworks from this offense without Aaron Jones. You know what I'm saying? If Aaron Jones goes, man, it's a different. It might be a different, little bit of a different outlook. But without Aaron Jones, I just don't see the horsepower. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see the horsepower. New Orleans do have a studded wide receiver core right now. I think we get over this total today. I think it's gonna be one of those 20 to 20 type of games, man. It's gonna be at least 21 to 20 something, 20, 25, 27, 28 to 21. I think we get somewhere like that. Even 24-17, we get pretty close there. And I think it's gonna go over this total of 42. I like Green Bay to close them out, honestly, but I said that last week and you see where it took us. But honestly, I do like Green Bay a little bit more at home than I like New Orleans to try to see if they could outthrow this team. You know what I'm saying? I think New Orleans is best at running. When they got fully healthy running back core, I'm gonna back New Orleans. But without that run game popping, I just don't see them out throwing Green Bay and at Lambeau. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it. Yes, Derek Carr does have a couple options. Olave, Michael Thomas, Rashid. We know. I just think we don't. I don't think we see them hanging at the end. I think they score early, but not late. I like Green Bay to edge them out by a victory, slim margin. But I think we get slightly over this total for sure. Next up, we got Houston, Jacksonville. Jacksonville is looking pretty solid. You know what I'm saying? Don't let that Kansas City game fool you. That was just one of their, they look up to those people, so they're gonna kind of fold under the pressure when you're playing like a upper echelon team. But against a Houston team, man, they about to tear their ass up. Jacksonville is about to tear their ass up, man. Just take Jacksonville and the points. I like that it's been bet down live now. It's 7.5. It started at 10. I like the touchdown with them. I think they win by 10 or more for sure. I think they win by 10 or more. I see no reason why Jacksonville should not win this game by 10 or more. Houston is still figuring things out. CJ Stroud is getting better. I do think we see a little bit more fight from Houston, but this is still the Houston team that we know. Jacksonville is on a different level now. This is not the same Jacksonville from 2004. You know what I'm saying? So let's go side with the Jacksonville and lay the number. Next up, we got instantly Tennessee Titans, who kept it close and damn near they won that outright, man, over the Chargers. That shit is crazy. Like, Cleveland lost to Nick Chubb. That's a big loss for you guys, man. Just when I said Cleveland was about to do something this year, just when I said Nick Chubb goes down, man, I'm like, wow, that's a big loss, man. I hope he gets better. Prayers out to him. But we got Deshaun Watson and co. going up against Tennessee Titans, who just came off a big upset win. Maybe finding things, getting building a little chemistry after that win. I think Tennessee is underrated for sure. I see a lot of trends pointing towards Tennessee coming off that big upset win, and Cleveland losing their star running back, losing a little bit of horsepower on the offense. Everybody's gonna jump on Tennessee, which is what's right. I think that is the right choice. But just don't count Cleveland out yet. That's what I'm saying. Like, just don't call Cleveland out yet. I think without Nick Chubb, I think we start to see the Cleveland Browns throw the ball a little bit more. And then that's going to create more points and more turnovers. And I think we get over this total of 38.5. I don't know why they're having this total so low. Maybe they're going off the fact that, Derrick Henry, versus a run-heavy team in the Browns. I understand. And Tennessee is not lighting the scoreboard up that much. I understand. But they just put up 24 last week against the Chargers. You know what I'm saying? So, and they're going to allow Deshaun and them to score. Deshaun Watson is not going to go put up 6 today. They're going to put up a good amount of points, at least 17, 14, 21. I think we get over this total pretty easily. Probably in the third quarter, we are over this total. Tennessee will come out swinging, and Cleveland Browns will. This is a team that has no real defense in Tennessee Titans. Who do they have? Byard? You know what I'm talking about? Who's gonna stop Amari Cooper? Who's gonna stop Njoku? Who's gonna, you know what I'm saying? There's no real shutdown over there on Tennessee, so I just see it's green grass over there. And then also, I think Tennessee found some strides last week, and D-Hop looked a little better. I think we get a over, man. I think both teams put points up in this game. I think the best play on this one is over the total, and I wouldn't be surprised if Tennessee pulled the upset off. I'm going to lean with Tennessee Titans in this one. Next up, we got Indy at Baltimore. This one really depends on if Anthony Richardson is ruled out. I think he is going through concussions. So we might see Gardner Minshew in this one. I'm not too sure. Be sure to let me know down below. I think, let me double check, man. Let me double check. I think he was in concussion protocol. Yep, he is, for sure. Odell Beckham is also ruled out as well. Odell and Anthony Richardson is gonna be out. I think with the loss of Anthony Richardson, that's their star right there, man. That guy could generate some offense. He has that natural electricity to him. I like Baltimore to win this game comfortably though. Baltimore also always struggles against Indiana. We seen it last year when they had, or not last year, whenever they had to do that comeback against Carson Wentz. You know what I'm saying? So don't underestimate this Indiana team, but I just don't think they're on the level of Baltimore, especially without Anthony Richardson, the guy they've been game planning for to be their front runner. With him out and Gardner Minshew coming in, he has a little bit less of the RPO of the running game. You know what I'm saying? So it's more stationary, more easy to sack him. And they don't have Jonathan Taylor. It's not going to be any much they can do. Baltimore to win that one on the money line. Next up, we got Denver at Miami. Now we got Denver, who coughed up an incredible comeback story last week, but they fell short at the 2-point conversion. But they shouldn't even let them boys come back like that. Yeah, you can't let Washington do that, man. I'm sorry. You can't allow Washington to do that, run all over you, throw the ball down your face, over your head. It was not a good look for Denver. Miami did play pretty good against Patriots. They might be short Jalen Waddle this game. He's questionable. The game time decision, pretty much. But Miami is a different caliber than Denver. I think we do see a tight, low-scoring game. I do think we get low under this total. Denver is an under team. They're not going to generate team points after such a high-scoring game. Dudes are tired. And then they were going on the road to Miami. You might be a little bit more lackadaisical. I just don't see the Denver Broncos putting up 30 or 24. I just don't see that here. Denver will maybe put up 14, 17 at the most. But Miami is going to be in the 30s in this one. But I just don't see Denver offering that much anyway. So I just see it as an under. I think Denver might put up 10, 13 to 28. You know what I'm saying? Some shit like that. 13 to 28, 13 to 24. Either way it goes. Shit, even if it's 13-35, that's right at the number. So I just think we get something under that total. I like the under in this game, and I like Miami to win on the money line. Miami's much better than them. It's no-brainer. New England Patriots now coming in. Slight favorites against the New York Jets, who are slumping. They did have a rough matchup last week, though, but man, it's no excuses for the Jets. They lost Aaron Rodgers game 1, we all know. Brees Hall's been back in there. It's just Zach Wilson, man. Do you think Zach Wilson's gonna outperform Mac Jones? These are two young quarterbacks. Mac Jones does have Kendrick Bourne, Juju Smith, Mike Gesicki. They got a couple options over there on the receiving end, but man, the defense is the tail of the tape as well in this one. I like New York Jets defense a little bit more on paper, but it's going to be a good defensive game both ways. New England is not a pushover on defense by any stretch of the imagination. New England, I got to lean with New England in this one until I see New York Jets pull off some of that magic they showed us last year. But until then, man, until healthy, until We see the strides that Zach Wilson needs to take. I've seen Mac Jones take those strides. So I trust Mac Jones a little bit more than Zach Wilson. That's what it boils down to, the quarterback play. Who is going to convert third downs when you need it? Game time decisions. Like, who is going to be more trustworthy? Mac Jones. I'm sorry, he is. So I've got to side with New England on the money line. I'll even lay the 3 with New England. They're got to win by something. I think they win by 3 or more for sure. I like New England on the spread. Next up, we got Buffalo at Washington. Buffalo at Washington, you guys. Buffalo is about to put their foot in these boys' ass. I think Buffalo might touch 30, 38, 40, 42. You know what I'm saying? I think Buffalo could put up 42 here. Feel good victory, blowout, dominant fashion. Washington should not be a touchdown, under a touchdown dog. You know what I'm saying? Washington is improved. Chase Young is back and active. I like that. Sam Howell looked promising against the Denver Broncos. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think they're on the same caliber as Buffalo, though. This is still the Washington Redskins. This is still the Washington Redskins, the Washington Commanders, the Washington Redskins. You know this team already. You know how disappointing they are. When you expect them to cover 6 point or, oh, this is a good number for them, they might be a live dog here. No, I'm sorry to tell you. Buffalo is going to blow these boys out. 10-point win or more. I like Buffalo to stand strong, get a good feel-good win, blowout win, and go back and when they do what they do in week 4. And that's a no-brainer. It should not be that close of a spread. Washington has not surprised nobody, has not fooled anybody but the books. The books have been fooled. Next up, we got ATL versus Detroit. Detroit looking electric. Atlanta looking electric. Bijan Robinson electric. I don't see why we're in the 40s here. This is the first lock of the video. Atlanta and Detroit to go over 47. I don't see why it's getting lower. I'll take it at 41. I'll take it at 29. I hope it goes that low. You know what I'm saying? This should be a 50-point spread minimum. This should be a 50-point spread minimum. It should have opened at 49. It should have opened at 49. You know what I'm saying? These are two dynamic offenses, man. No defense is going to be played here. None. No defense is going to be played. Yes, the Detroit defense has improved. They have. Atlanta is not as good as on defense as they look against the Green Bay Packers. They're allowing dink and dunks. They're allowing a little bit of mid-range ball too. And they will allow the deep ball too. Detroit is going to throw the ball deep as well. And it's the same thing, vice versa. I don't see why this is in the 40s. First lock of the day, Atlanta, Detroit, over 47. Lock that up. And I also like, I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I like Atlanta to keep rolling here. I like them to get the upset. I just think Atlanta should be the one to get things going pretty quick on the run game. I know Detroit is probably going to have a better passing game. But on the running game, when you run the ball that good, you could kind of dictate the pace sometimes and control the game. I think that's exactly what we see Atlanta do. Detroit will be biting their tongue. They have a fire lit under their ass after that comeback loss to Seattle. I think we see it over, man. You see what they allowed against Seattle. I think we get an explosive game as well. Again, probably not in the 70s, but well over the 40s. You know what I'm saying? I see we get an over, and I like Atlanta to win this one money line. But it wouldn't be bad to take the 3 points either with Atlanta. Next up, we got Carolina Panthers at Seattle Seahawks. I got the Seahawks winning by 5. That's a good pick for another parlay piece or anything you want to add. I see them winning by 5 easily. I think they win by 10 or more here. You know what I'm saying? And I like the over as well. I like over 42. Carolina is going to give up a lot of points here. Carolina is going to give up 21 in the first, maybe the first quarter. You never know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? They might give it up. They might get a defensive touchdown. You never know. But definitely in the first half between both teams in the first half, I have this projected at least 18 points. At least the minimum 18 points in the first half between them two combined. So, and the second half picks up. Everybody gets feeling good more. People start to want to win more. You know what you got to do now. You can't do the same screens or, short routes at certain points in the third quarter. You got to go try to take shots. And I think we get a lot of points scored here for sure. Definitely over 42. That's a slap in the face to the Seattle Seahawks as if they're a dormant offense. No bueno here. That's not the case. No bueno. And Carolina could put up a little bit of points too. I like both teams to score here and get fairly over the total pretty quickly. And I like Seattle to win in dominant fashion. Next up, we got Dallas Cowboys versus the Arizona Cardinals. And this is another one of those games, you guys. Arizona, they're coming into this one, and they I actually rode with Arizona last game after they proved me wrong the first game. You know what I'm saying? I took them last week, and then they were looking pretty damn good the whole game until they fucking lost it at the very end. You know what I'm saying? Arizona just shitted on themselves, literally. Like, they just took a shit on themselves and walked away. Dallas is looking stellar. Defense is stellar. They did just take a big blow losing Diggs with the ACL. That's a big blow, man. But they still is pretty fine. You know what I'm saying? It didn't move the needle that bad. Yes, it did move a needle about 2 notches, but it didn't move them down 5 notches or nothing like that crazy. This Dallas offense is also potent. Pollard, CeeDee Lamb, Brandon Cooks. I think he might be still questionable. But this is not a game that I'm looking to bet today. It's a big spread for Dallas. You know what I'm saying? I think Dallas is susceptible to giving up some points here. You know what I'm saying? Arizona will score something. They're going to score at least the minimum 3 field goals, 9 points, 12 points maybe. But Dallas is a different caliber right now. I think Dallas keeps trotting on here, but I think it's closer than we all think Arizona may keep it. I'm going to lean this one into the first half. I like Arizona to keep it close in the first half only. I'm going to take Arizona plus the points in the first half only. I think Dallas opens it up late after halftime, though. Close them boys out. Dallas to win on the money line, though, full game. Yeah, I wouldn't put the spread on this one, but I do see dominant fashion win for Dallas. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 27, 25, 21 point loss for Arizona. Next up, we got my damn Bears, man. Man. If we can't have one thing without the other, I don't know what we have, man. Every time we have good coaching or a good defense, Brian Urlacher and them boys, we didn't have a fucking Justin Fields. Now we got a Justin Fields, explosive quarterback. Now we have no coaching. You know what I'm saying? No mediocre defense, no coaching. That's the worst downfall for the Bears right now, is the play calling and the coaching. It's not Justin Fields. These guys are well capable of scoring at ease. In the Chicago Bears, they're talented. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. They're well better than the 0-2 record. Everybody was just waiting to hate on us as soon as we lost those two games. It just goes to show you people was waiting on our downfall. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's hyping us up, saying we should go to the playoffs this year. I already knew it was gonna take time for these boys to gel. They just got together. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these new acquisitions just got here. They got to take time to get into this culture. A lot of these teams are coming off Super Bowl contending teams. You know what I'm saying? It has to take time to gel and get that hunger to want to win again. You know what I'm saying? I think we get over that hump the week after this one, though. Kansas City is about to trounce us, boys. I gotta just sit here and be honest right now. Kansas City is a well-oiled machine. This is a Super Bowl winning team. Patrick Mahomes, Kelsey is healthy. Pacheco, they got a lot of weapons, a lot of weapons. Their weakest downfall right now for Kansas City is their receiving core, and that's something we barely say often. This is the weakest receiving core we've seen Kansas City have in the recent years, and I just think Kansas City still finds a way to win this game by double digits. But don't get it wrong though. Don't get it wrong. I'm still backing my Bears when we look like a promising win. But not this week. Kansas City to win in dominant fashion. I'll lay the number with KC. I'll lay the number with KC. But be careful betting against my Bears still though. I know they look terrible, but just believe me. I'm telling y'all. After week four, watch out for them Bears. Week 7 and on, upsets waiting to happen. Next up, we got Pittsburgh, Vegas. Pittsburgh is coming to this one after beating the Cleveland Browns in a close game after that Nick Chubb injury. And they coming into Vegas's house. Vegas is looking to bounce back off of a disappointing Buffalo Bills loss. Terrible loss. Vegas has all the star power. Jacobs is in there. Devontae Adams is in there. Garoppolo's in there. Like, the defense is out there. I think we get a very well. I think we get action. I think we get action. I like action in this game. This is one of those prime time games. It's at a later slate for a reason. I think Vegas is one of those teams that's going to allow points, and they're going to put up points this year. I think we get well over this total, and I like the damn game to go over this total of 43 that is sitting at live, and then I like Las Vegas to get a win. I'm going to bet on Vegas in this one. Steelers almost lost the game in that one. They won by the skin of their teeth. Las Vegas, we know they're pretty good at home, and we knew the Buffalo Bills were out of their jurisdiction. It's not surprising. We know when to pick Vegas, and this is one of the spots right here. A lot of people's going to be on Pittsburgh. Vegas is a favorite for a reason, I think, in this week. They do have a little bit more firepower, a little bit of more of a veteran QB who's been there before. You know what I'm saying? And that dormancy on Pittsburgh is not something I like. If they're not throwing it up deep and making a spectacular catch to Pickens, it's looking pretty fucking dormant. You know what I'm saying? Najee Harris is not it. I'm sorry to break it to you, Najee Harris fans. He's not it. Las Vegas is gonna win this game. I see this as like a touchdown win. I think Pittsburgh could put up enough points to get over this total, but I think Las Vegas edges them out at the end by at least a touchdown. Las Vegas money line. I'll lay the 3 with them as well. Next up, we got Philly at Tampa Bay, and this is my second lock of the game of the card. Second lock of the card is well over this total of 45. Who do they think we have playing today? Do they think we have the Broncos versus the Texans? They think this Broncos Texans. No, this is Philadelphia and Tampa Bay at Tampa Bay. Great weather. It's gonna be a feel-good game. Tampa Bay always has electric games in their field at Raymond James Stadium. Philadelphia is a great dynamic offense. Tampa Bay can put up great numbers. They put up numbers against us Bears last week, and you see what they did. They almost let the Bears beat them. Still, the Bears were not out of that game until this stupid ass coach called 2 consecutive bubble screens in the fucking goal line of your own end zone. That's fucking ridiculous, dog. But Tampa Bay did almost choke that one if they didn't have bad play calling in the Bears. Let's not forget, Tampa Bay is one of the teams that has no defense this year. I'm not gonna say no defense, but I'm not gonna say they're special this year. You know what I'm saying? I do like their linebacker core, but the safety in the secondary is not present at all. Not present. They do have bad rushing defense as well. Philadelphia's gonna run that shit all over them. I like to get well over this total fucking quick as fuck. Philadelphia is one of those teams that's gonna thrive in those hot weather, you know what I'm saying, hot stadiums. They get the ball out, they get the ball gone. I think Devontae Smith is questionable for this one, but even without Devontae Smith, I like these Phillies to fly, Eagles fly, and Tampa Bay is gonna put up at least 15 to 19 to 24. I think Tampa Bay puts up at least anywhere from 14 to 24 points in this game, and Philly's gonna win. I think Philadelphia wins this game, and I think we get well over this total for sure. Last but not least, we got LA Rams at Cincinnati Bengals. Who they? That's the Bengals, man. The Bengals at home, coming off a 0-2 skid. LA Rams have been shocking people, man. Looking better than everybody expected with Puka Nacua and Kyron Williams. Tutu Atwell. This is another game that I think is gonna go over the total. I think we see I think we see a lot of defense as well, Aaron Donald. And but I just don't think Cincinnati is ready to stop anybody in the air attack. You know what I'm saying? Cincinnati's air defense, oh my goodness, they're bad. Cincinnati's secondary is so bad. They should have kept Jesse Bates over there. But he got out of there for a reason. He knew his comrades and next to him weren't good. They're not showing any promise this year. Cincinnati is not looking like any team I want to back defensively. You know what I'm saying? But offensively, Joe Burrow and Co., you already know how good those boys are. We don't even have to talk about that. I do think Joe Mixon is overrated, but that era, just the era salt alone for Cincinnati is enough for them to win games. The LA Rams is one of those tricky teams to handicap to me. When you bet against them, they show up. When you bet on them, they do LA Rams things. I just think this is a game where Cincinnati comes to tuition. Cincinnati gets their first win of the season here. I think Cincinnati is gonna fucking finally figure it out against these LA Rams, who's been feeling good at home in that home atmosphere. I feel like coming into the Midwest, coming into the Cincinnati's, I don't think they're invited in there. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's all peaches and cream. It's a friendly game. I think we get rough. I think we might see a fight in this game, because Cincinnati is dying for a win. They can't start off as bad as they did last year. That's what they keep telling themselves. You know what I'm saying? That's playing in the back of their heads. You know what I'm saying? So I think Cincinnati figures it out this game. Cincinnati on the money line, and I think we get well over that total as well. And my third lock of the day, it would have to be the Jacksonville Jaguars, Houston Texans over 44. So if you just take 3 locks, it's 3 overs. Jacksonville Jaguars over. Philadelphia over 45. And Atlanta and Detroit over 47. You could also throw Seattle in there as well. That's a lock as well. I'm sorry. Seattle is actually the one that I'm telling people about mostly, besides Philadelphia. But Philadelphia is the one you could throw in there if you want to add a fourth piece. But Seattle over 42, Atlanta over 47, and Jacksonville Jacksonville on the spread and the over too. Both of them. You could add all six of those together and get something crucial. But that's how I'm going to close this one out, man. Let's cook it up again next week. NFL. I like the matchups this week, but I think next week's matchups are way better. Tread lightly this week, you guys. Tread lightly on this NFL this week. It's not looking too good this week. But tread lightly. We going to get out of here with the victories anyway. Put that 3-leg in. I put up a parlay for y'all. And you know how I'm coming. My big parlay. I told y'all I got a big parlay for y'all every video damn near. When it's more than enough teams to cook up a big parlay, I'm going to cook one up. Starting from the bottom, that's what we always do. We start from the bottom, just like in real life. What I got for y'all, I got Cincinnati on the money line. Cincinnati money line. Philadelphia money line and the over of 45. Las Vegas Raiders on the money line. Chicago and Kansas City to go under 48. Detroit and Atlanta over 47. Atlanta on the money line. And we're going to close that parlay off with just the Tennessee Titans plus the 3.5. That's going to be my big parlay for you guys. Parlay those up. Put $1 on it. Put $20 on it. Put $5 on it. Put 100 on it. Put whatever you want to put on it. And we're going to keep continuing to have fun. Bet smarter and kill the books. Make them not like us. That's why we're going to do it. It's your boy, Yo Yo. See y'all next week.